Alright, so I'm going to take you through step by step how to set up your new Excel kit. First of all, let's look at all the different parts. We've got the battery, the heating element, which is also called an atomizer, the cover, and the cartridges, and then lastly the charger. 2 parts. So first off, the battery holds a charge for approximately 35 cigarettes if you're using it with a standard atomizer. If you're using it with a tank system, you won't get quite that same battery life because the tanks will drag more power from the battery. You'll know that your battery needs a charge because when you press the button, it'll flash. You can actually disengage the button, so if you're, say, carrying it in your pocket fully assembled, you don't accidentally sit on it and heat it up. The way that you engage or disengage the button to work is by hitting the button 5 times. You'll notice that it flashes a couple times to indicate mode change. Now it's in off position. Every time I hit it, nothing happens. It is a good idea, like I was saying, to get in the habit of keeping it off when you're not using it. So to go back to on mode, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, flash a couple times to indicate mode change. Now every time I hit it, it's on. So again, if it needs a charge, it's going to flash anytime you hit it, no matter what. So then we're going to look at your charger. You can either adapt it to the wall, or you can just charge straight USB with this portion of the cable. Everything is threaded, so it threads onto the right, screwed in until you kind of can tell where the stopping point is, and even more importantly, you'll actually see the button start to flash once the current is caught in the battery. And then this light, which is normally green when nothing's on it, will turn red, and then when it's ready to take off, it'll turn back to green. It takes approximately 3.5 hours to charge a battery fully. You can just leave it on while you sleep. That's what most people do. You don't have to worry about it damaging the battery or anything. So the next piece is the heating element. The atomizer is essentially a small vaporizer. So inside of there you'll see like a piece of metal. Underneath that metal there's sort of a fibrous wick that holds the liquid. And then the metal of course heats up and vaporizes the e-liquid. So you want to screw your atomizer onto the end of your battery. And then we're actually going to put some liquid, get out your liquid, directly onto the heating elements. Usually I do like 4 or 5 drops when they're brand new. That way you know that there's a good level of moisture in the hottest point, because you don't ever want that to burn. That's how you can break your e-cigarette essentially, is by running it too dry. So typically if you keep this nice and moist at all times, they should last about 8 weeks apiece. If you have the warranty for your kit, the additional coverage will cover all your atomizer replacements for the year, as well as any other electronic part in your kit. So the next piece is going to be the cartridge, which I just pulled the little cap off the end. And you'll see that there's a sponge in here. This is the mouthpiece, and this is essentially just a reservoir to hold more liquid. So you can take this sponge out. You'll notice it has liquid on it already because they actually come pre-saturated from the factory. If you don't like the flavor, you can rinse it off just with tap water and sponge it dry with some paper towel, stick it back in there and resaturate it with your 503 liquid. It also is a good idea to just rinse your sponges periodically anyway, just so that you can kind of refresh them occasionally, maybe a couple times a week. So then you want to put some liquid directly onto the sponge when you have it back into the cartridge, so that you just have a nice level of moisture on there. And then this is just going to plug in to your atomizer. It's fitted so it won't fall out. And then you've got your cover. You can use it just like this, but the cover kind of makes it look a little prettier. And with the cover on, you can still access the end. So if you need to refill it, you don't have to take it all apart. The only reason you have to take it all apart is to charge it. So then in regards to cleaning, all you can really do is wipe down all the pieces that touch. So like inside of the USB adapter, and in between the battery and the atomizer. If you overfill it, you will see leakage right here. So if that's happening, then maybe put a couple drops less inside of it. But because the liquid can travel through the atomizer into the battery, it is important to also wipe down this part and this part occasionally. I've noticed that the people that do that regularly, like nightly or every other night, their batteries and chargers have longer lifespans. So it's a good idea. And that's basically it. Hopefully it's everything you hope for, and if you do have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us here on the website or in one of our stores. That's good. Thanks.